first impression?
My first impression is it's a really competitive group. I think obviously Ukraine getting to the quarterfinals of the Euros was a good achievement. Scotland obviously unbeaten in 6 games, or have won the last 6, it must be said. Armenia finished ahead of Iceland in their group. So I think it's going to be a very, very competitive group. I think all the teams are capable of taking points off each other. And so it's very exciting, really, from our point of view.
Yeah, well, exactly that. I think the teams are capable of taking points out of each other. So, I mean, how important, for example, will be the home matches? And do you see Scotland away as a different proposition than, say, Ukraine away?
No, I think from our point of view, we can see the improvement in our own team, because apart from Ronaldo's record-breaking 97-minute winner when he broke the world record, that's our only defeat in the last 10 games. So we can see the progress. Since March, we've scored 20 goals. So you can see the players are in a young emerging team, and we're getting better, we're improving. You know, it's interesting. Scotland, of course, have Ukraine in the playoff in March. So, you know, that'll be an interesting game to see. And no, we look forward to the games. The games in the Aviva Stadium are magnificent, full houses, and we'll definitely sell out our games, and a lot of passion, a lot of real support for the team now, and all of the players that have come into the team over the last year. So we're looking forward to the group. It's an exciting period for us, having those 4 games in June in 10, 11 days is very exciting. Yeah.
And you just alluded to the fact that you did finish the World Cup qualifiers strongly. And I saw somewhere that you said afterwards that there was more to come from this team. What exactly do you mean by this more to come?
Well, obviously the objective of this team and the way we've built this team over the last year is to qualify for Germany 2024. And that's a major objective. And one of the things about the Nations League is that obviously winning the group or possibly finishing second even could give you a playoff for the Euros, and that's motivation enough. And the games itself are huge motivations. Great international football, great games against Scotland, Ireland, Scotland, going to the Ukraine, who've done so well in the Euros and got to the quarterfinals, and then the game against Armenia, home and away. So we look forward to the games, and we want to do well.
And how important do you think are these kind of games for the development of the squad? Because, in the past you may have played friendly internationals with perhaps more room for experimentation and bringing young players through. But now you're, like you say, you're playing against teams of a pretty high caliber every time.
Yeah, and that's the idea. I mean, I think it's a World Cup year, but Ireland have not been in the World Cup since 2002, so it's 20 years. So the Nations League becomes very significant then for us as a nation, because they're competitive games, and we've had our period now where we've been building a team in the World Cup qualifiers, and we finished really strongly. So we're looking forward to the games in June, and the 6 games, 4 in June, 2 in September, and they're important games for us in our calendar year.
And when you were watching the draw, were there any particular teams that you would prefer not to have drawn against? And when you didn't, you gave a little yes?
No, we've got an open mind, and you're learning about the teams all of the time. And of course, and as we said, the fact that Scotland are playing Ukraine in March in the World Cup playoff is very, very interesting to see the 2 teams play each other. And from here, we focus on ourselves. We know we get full houses for our home games. It's great support for the team at the moment. Massive support for the team. And we know we'll get full houses. There'll be 50,000 in the Aviva for those games. And we have to make sure that our preparations are good. With that intense period of 4 games in 10 days, it's very, very intense. 2 home, 2 away, possibly. So we'll have to make sure our preparations are good.
Yeah. And given let's say the kind of equality, or the more or less the same level roughly amongst the teams that are taking part, then if you're optimistic, there has to be every chance that you could come out top of this group.
Yeah, I think obviously we're towards seeds in the group, so people wouldn't expect that against teams that have just been in the Euros. But that will certainly be our ambition. We'll without doubt that we'll want to do well, and we'll be going into the competition to win matches, and absolutely to do well in that tournament. That'll be without doubt our ambition.